What's up, you guys? Back again. Courtney Hendo Podcast. Once again, we got another special guest in the building. You don't even know. This is the man behind the scenes. That man that makes all the music. That man that makes all the hits. That man's responsible for putting food on everybody's table because all the hits, all the good songs in San Diego comes from this man. Y'all don't even know, man. I call him the ghost of San Diego. What's up? I got my guy Jakob in the building, the producer of San Diego. What's up, baby? What's going on with you? How you doing, bro?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I appreciate you for having me, man. It's an honor. You got a beautiful setup here.
Man, it's a pleasure having you, man. Like I said, word on the street that you are the man to talk to when you need a song, when you need a hit. Yeah. So let's talk about yourself. How'd you get into music, man?
Cool.
What inspired you to get into music?
Honestly, family. Family inspired me. My grandmother, she played guitar growing up. And my dad's uncle, he also played trombone in No Doubt, like before they blew up, which is really weird.
Hold on. Y'all don't even know who No Doubt is, homie.
Like Gwen Stefani and stuff.
Stop it, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't super close to them, but just having that in my family. And I mean, and my uncle, he always was making drums and, playing guitar and stuff too. So at a young age, there was videos of me like playing piano and playing guitar. But I didn't really get back into it until a later age. I was actually skateboarding. I was a sponsored skateboarder.
Oh, shit. That's dope, bro.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I had a photo in Thrasher magazine, and people I was skating with, we ended up starting a band. And then it was like a rock, blues, reggae type band. And we were just doing shows in backyard parties type shit. And then eventually I was in that band for 8 years and I was managing it. We did Del Mar Fair 4 years in a row, the Coors Light stage. We were doing good shows, but I eventually wanted to just take a different route, and I always listened to hip hop, and I always grew up with hip hop, and honestly that was more of a core love with me. So
the hip hop gravitated to you, vice versa in any other genre of music.
Way more. It always gravitated with me, and it stuck with me more. I grew up listening to AC/DC, and then I would literally listen to Andre Nickatina back to back. So it was I had a really weird playlist, and I would go back and forth all the time. But
question. So a question for you: what music? You say you play a lot of different music instruments and things like that. What instrument that you fell in love with? What was your favorite instrument?
Man, bass guitar. I never knew I was gonna fall in love with bass guitar like that. So when we started the band, all of us played guitar. It was 5 guitarists, and we're okay, this is not gonna work. So one of us started playing the drums, and I picked up the bass. And then I ended up falling in love with the bass guitar, and that is kind of everything to me now. And I think that's what made me get even more into hip hop was the bass. Just because it just got better and better the more it got, the more it got crazier. So yeah, there's something about bass guitar for me that's gonna always stick. There's just a feeling with the bass guitar that the vibration, it kind of resonates at a different frequency than a guitar would or something, where it kind of feels it's more in your soul. I don't know.
I heard that. That's the 808. What do you call it? 808s?
Yeah, 808. Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but I heard it's super popular 808s. You know what I'm saying?
That's just the super loud bass that you hear in those tracks. It's just boom.
Okay.
Okay. That's the 808.
So you said you was deep into hip hop. So what are some good artists and artists and bands that inspired you growing up? What did you listen to mostly?
Man, I was all over the place. I was listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers every day, as well as Tribe Called Quest.
What? So
you know what I mean? So it was weird. I was everywhere with it. I was listening to Tribe Called Quest, a lot of Five Dog, a lot of Q-Tip. I mean, they were amazing. A lot of Wu-Tang. I really like underground hip hop. I think was my first love when it came to just hip hop in general.
Interesting.
So that was I'm a 90s baby too, so.
You're a 90s baby?
96.
Bro, my dude got a baby face. My dude got a baby face in 96 on me?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
96. So I grew up, my mom was always listening to that. So my mom always listening to the hip hop stuff, and my dad was always listening to the rock stuff.
Yeah.
So I always was getting both kind of taste of the ears, and then I was just into everything. And then it kind of just all worked into it, because once I ended up transitioning from my band into making beats and just doing more hip hop, I already played 8 different instruments.
Damn.
So now when I make beats, I actually play my keyboard, I actually play the guitar, I actually play the bass, and I put that into my beats, and then I'll just throw drums on it. And
That's crazy,
You know
bro.
what I mean? And it creates a different atmosphere opposed to like just having to use samples all the time. I don't have to use samples. Like I can just really pick up an instrument and just kind of vibe with it. And like before, even with an artist, before we even start on a track, sometimes I'll just pick up a guitar and just.
No, crazy. So I'm one of those people that I'm really naive when it comes to like beat making and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So what's the process of you orchestrating the beat, man? Like, what do you do? Like, are you just thinking of a rhythm in your head? Like, then you kind of add a little extra and then this to it and that to it and add a little extra salt and pepper to it. Then it comes together. Like, what's the process?
So there's a difference for me when it comes to beat making and producing, right? So producing is more making the best piece of work that you can for that artist with that artist. So you have the artist in mind first and foremost when you're producing for an artist.
Right.
So say if I was in the room with 22 G-Fay or if I'm in with Flashy, I know what kind of pianos I'm getting drawn to. I know what kind of chord structures I'm going to use. I know what kind of sounds I'm going to use, opposed to if I'm just making beats by myself and I'm just going to crank out 100 beats and it's kind of just for anybody.
Right.
I'm kind of just sticking and poking and seeing what I like and kind of just like just stabbing in the dark and seeing if a sound kind of just. I can be more experimental when I'm just making beats by myself opposed to when I'm producing for an artist. That beat that I'm making in the studio right there has to be a hit song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So my level of experimentation kind of, I can't experiment as much. I just want to make sure I can make a good song for that artist. And that's my main priority.
So when you're making a specific song for an artist, like some artists have like a specific type of style of beat that they require. So you make a specific, chorus or whatever it is for that artist. So when an artist like requests a beat like that, like, so you would make that same sound all the time? Like, would you want to mix it up a little bit, make it a little different?
You definitely do want to mix it up. You want to change the keys up. You want to, but at the end of the day, it's important to know that it's not up to us and these songs aren't getting released under our name. It's getting released under the artist's name.
Gotcha.
So like the artist goal is always my first thing. Like when I'm making a beat, I'll play a piano. Hey, do you like that? Do you like that? Is that the piano? Okay, cool. That's it.
Gotcha.
Then I start building more and more. Hey, do we like this? Just constantly stopping. Is this what we're doing? Is this the right route? Or do I trash it and just start a new one?
Right.
Like, because I'm so willing to do that with an artist because I know sometimes that's what it takes. I've done it multiple times. Made a beat. This is not it.
Right.
And the more I've done that, the more I can kind of hit the nail on the head each time. But like you were saying, it takes time, and you also have to do something different each time. Like I literally was in the studio with G-Fay for the last 4 days in a row. The first day we made 4 songs in a day.
Right.
Yesterday we only made 2.
Holy smacks.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it takes more time the more you keep doing it over and over, because it's like, okay, how much can pull out of the same thing? But the more you can challenge the artist, the more you can use different instruments, the more you can try different sounds. You can really open it up.
So question, how long did it take you to perfect your craft?
Man, I don't think I've perfected my craft yet.
Okay. I like that.
I'm proud of what I can do with my craft right now, and I'm very confident in my art. But I think every single day I go to the studio, I'm working and I'm growing and I'm learning.
Okay. So question then, since I like that answer, because you always growing as a entrepreneur, because essentially you're a creator and you're an entrepreneur. So You're always growing, you're always learning. So how did you know that when did you know that you're good enough to come on? Okay, so let's be honest.
Yeah.
You're the shit. In San Diego, you're one of the top producers, right?
I appreciate it.
A lot of people are coming in to get your beats and things of that nature.
For sure.
So when did you know that, okay, I'm the man? You know what I mean? Like I got the juice.
Man, I had to work for it, for real. After I quit my band, I literally started a studio in my parents' garage and was charging $10 an hour and giving artists free beats.
Damn, free beats.
Just to work.
You just give them that free sample.
I just wanted to work. I was a cook for 4 years. I was cooking, living at my parents' house, running a studio in their garage, and just charging literally dirt nothing.
Wow.
For 2 years straight.
Okay.
And in that 2 years, I grew so much because the artists weren't coming because I had the lowest prices. They were coming because they could see me grow and they could see how much I wanted it and they could see how much I loved it. And every single day I would leave the kitchen, I would get straight into the studio and I would work for hours and hours and hours. Like,
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Where I'm from, right? We had a crack epidemic, right? And this how the drug dealers deal it.
Fuck.
Right? The drug dealers, they'll give you a sample pack. Then you hit that bass, then you hooked. Then once you hooked, you're gonna come back and get that work. So that's what you did. That's that marketing, man. You gave people free beats. Hit that little bass, and he came back and kept working. And then go ahead.
Yeah, and the more I got busy, the more I like. And then I eventually just started building a team. And then once I ended up starting building a team, that's when everything went crazy. That's when all the doors opened up for me personally, because like I could do a lot on my own, but I was limited. And I only had so much, like still working a 9-to-5 job, only able to charge this much. I was still really limited, and I only had so much to be able to just like build a business out of nowhere.
Dude, listen, before you're going too fast for me. Let's back up now. Let's back up a little bit. So I was thinking about this morning. You built, bro, you're hitting a lot of topics that's kind of throwing me off right now. So hold on. One of the biggest things I see, the biggest problems I see from artists, they're trying to do everything by themselves. And they need to build a team.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my cameras in focus. There we go. So artists got to understand one thing. We're talking business now. Yep. You can't focus on everything. You can't be a jack of all trades. You got to focus on your art, create. Then as you as you grow, you got to start employing people who's good at marketing, good at sales, good at communication. And that's the biggest thing I see in San Diego. People don't build a team. Yep. So what made you build a team? How'd you build a team? And expand on that more a little bit.
It was insane. So like I said, first I started with the band, and I'm quitting the band. So I kind of already been through the hardships of working with people for a long time and then it not working well. So I was already iffy. And then I started building started building a team. And then that whole team had fallen apart again. And now I was kind of at square one again, and I was just like not ready to give up. And I knew that there was so many talented people around me that had stuff to offer, and I knew I had something to offer to them as well. So really, it was just building. One of my biggest teammates right now, Costello, shout out Costello, he literally commented on an Instagram post and pulled up to me in my parents' garage, and we worked. And
that's crazy.
Like, he's still like a huge part of the studio. Like, it's still just me, Bryce, and Costello that are still like running the studio. So it was low-key a blessing, and it was weird because, you don't want to block all the signs. And usually when you get an Instagram comment like, hey, let's work, it's kind of like, all right, how often is that ever serious?
Absolutely
1 out of 10 times, maybe, even if that. So when he had pulled up, it ended up we clicked, and there was something that we both could offer that we didn't have each other. Like
value.
We both had different values, and like something he had a strong suit with the music production that I didn't have, and then I had a strong suit that he didn't have. So us working together, we already just seen the growth within a day, and just could see potential growth like throughout the roof. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of crazy. And then once we started teaming up, more and more people kind of just started to hit us up and wanting to work. And we kind of just had to sift through who was serious about it, who wasn't serious about it. I mean, not everyone stays around forever, but
right.
I mean, the people that are serious about it.
Y'all came together like Voltron, baby. You know what I'm saying? So who's the first biggest artist that you start producing for?
Oh man. The first big song that I ever produced for was with Costello, my guy who I was just talking about, actually. And me and him had produced for a Brazilian artist, because Costello is actually from Brazil. He grew out there till he was 16 years old. So that's something that I had, like, the drive that Costello had, it really drove me, and it kind of lit a fire under me. So I don't know, there was something about it. And then he already had these connections in Brazil, and then we had made this beat. It was me playing guitar on it. He sent it out, and then the artist had flew out, and then he flew Costello out to LA just to record the song. And then I think they went to Miami also just to finish the song in another studio.
Wow.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. A lot was going on, but basically that was the biggest song at first. I mean, that song, I think, is the music video right now is at 5 million. And then
what song is it?
It's called Yoga Uma Bike.
That's pretty dope.
So, yeah, I can't really pronounce it perfect, but it's Greg Freria.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's the artist name. He's fucking.
And let's expand on that, because like I said, you do a lot of beats and producing for a lot of artists in San Diego. So not the name drop, but just let the people know your credentials, baby. Let them know who you doing it for, who you making beats for, who you producing for, who you writing for.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of unreleased songs right now with I got some stuff with Lil Maru. I got
bang bang bang.
me 22 Faye and Flashy
bang,
B.
Bang bang
have
bang.
a whole tape in the vault right now, completely produced by me.
Dang, bro.
Yeah. I got 4 to 6 albums coming out this year. I got some stuff with Yabi on the way. I just locked in with Keek. Me and Keek are about to get working real soon.
Keek the Sneak?
Nah, Siete Name Keek.
Oh, okay.
Siete Name Keek.
I'm an old head. I'm an old head.
Yeah, Scrape. That's that's the hyphy music, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That was huge. Those are just some local artists around here that I'm super stoked on. I got some artists. Shout out Trey Nova. I've been working with him a lot. He was on the project. I mean, he just opened up for Benny the Butcher out in Chicago.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So I mean, we're starting to hit nationwide right now. I got another song that just dropped in Brazil. I think it's already at 90,000 on YouTube or something.
Damn, bro.
Just trying to go as far as we can with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the writing process.
Okay, absolutely.
How intricate is the writing process for when you write music for artists? Like, what do you have to do? Like, what's the process?
Man, writing a song for an artist, it really just we gotta first and foremost get the message across that they want to portray, and get not tarnish it in any which way, and not make it your own story, but make sure you keep it their story, but just tell it through your own words and just tell it through your own way. But it's really similar to producing. You want to make sure that the artist always comes first before your mindset. And the more and more you do that, the more you kind of get into that.
So question. Absolutely. Like I said, outside looking in, I'm learning. This is a learning process for me. Absolutely. I'm in school right now, baby. Question for you. So let's say you write a song for Peanut.
Okay.
YSG Peanut, right? We just had him on last week.
Yeah.
So let's say you write a song for him. Yeah. And of course he's writing like, some of his stuff is raw. Mm-hmm. So how do you formulate those raw lyrics? From those environments, are you like, studying that artist, then you kind of study his process, his mindset, then you can kind of formulate that from there?
Absolutely. I mean, with a lot of artists like that, there are a lot of really independent artists. I mean, I wouldn't say I would completely write a song for someone like that, but I would definitely co-write a song or executively write a song. So like, say if some of the wording was just weird and it wasn't even, because I don't want to change their message. I just want to make sure it's going to come across in a catchy way and it's going to get stuck in people's heads. Right. Is like my main thing. So like a lot of the time it's not even completely writing their songs, but maybe even just, hey, what if we just changed a word here? Mm-hmm. Or what if we just said something else right here just to make it a little bit more catchy? You know what I mean? Like to help that melody rock a little bit more. Because for me, like the message for the artist is always got to come from the artist. Right. For me, it's just kind of like making sure it's going to hit the listeners as good as we need it to, and it's going to get stuck in their head, and they're not going to be able to shake it, even if they try. I
feel you. So another question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to load it up for you, bro.
I love it.
Because one thing I look at DJ Khaled, right? And I be thinking a lot of things. So question for you, right? Mm-hmm. You're making the song, you're writing the song. Yep. You pass that song off to that artist. Yep. When that artist blows up, how do you feel, bro? It's your shit, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I have a couple songs right now. I mean, this artist, she was signing to RCA a minute ago, and I have songs like that where I have songs where I wrote the entire song. I play it all on guitar. It's all my lyrics, and it was completely my song, and she can kind of just change it and put it in her own words. And honestly, not even to even have it released, just to hear it through someone else's, like hear someone else sing it and make it their own, and kind of, maybe they're gonna phrase it a little different, or just like the same thing, like I was saying, they might change a word here or there. They're gonna executively write it or co-write it at that point. But I mean, honestly, that feeling is undescribable, because it's weird. It's honestly kind of just surreal, because it's like, it doesn't even feel like you actually made that. It kind of just feels like it passed through you. Like it kind of just feels like,
bro, how you done everything?
I don't know, but
how do you feel like that when you done everything?
But at a certain degree, there's certain songs where you don't even have to think about it. They just happen.
Mm.
I've had songs where I've made a whole beat that wrote the whole song and recorded the entire thing in less than 2 hours. And I'm like, I did not try to do that. There was no effort in that at all. This moment had just happened and it had just passed through me.
So you saying that you're so talented that it's so easy that you just give that shit off like it's nothing. And when that artist goes up and blows up and makes millions of dollars off this, then you don't have no type of remorse or any hard feelings. You be like happy.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to harness the pure emotion and the purest feeling of it and just live in it in that moment and write exactly how it feels and not sugarcoat it at all.
So okay, going even deeper then.
Yep.
Since you contributing to 90% of the back end, and they're pretty much only thing they're doing is taking your work and they're performing it, what percentage of the money did you get, if you can talk about that?
Okay, so the amount of times that I'm actually writing completely artist songs isn't always. I mean, a lot of the times it's more of I'm just making the beats and then they come with the chorus and then I'm like, hey, what if you said this? Once or twice in the song. It's more like that. And then, I mean, the artist that I'm really locked in with, me and Flashy, we go 50-50. We go 50-50 on everything.
Bro, that's a freaking deal, my guy.
Yeah, and I mean, people don't do that in the industry. People don't do that. So, I mean, if these songs, it's when these songs do blow up, because I completely believe in my artists and I would not work with them if I didn't. When these songs do blow up, they will be feeding my children. And that's why sometimes I have to sacrifice to make it happen.
Yeah.
But knowing that and knowing it's going to work into something and being just, being faithful and passionate about it and always following it, it's just going to make it happen more and more. So I don't know. It just makes it more and more of a reality every time you follow your dreams. The more the second you stop following your dreams is the second it stops becoming a reality.
Right.
Just like that.
I feel you.
The moment you're like, I don't know if it's going to happen, that's when it's not going to happen.
I feel you.
So it's always just, it's going to happen and I can't wait for it too.
So, the process of you being in the lab all day with artists, I mean, sometimes I heard stories of you guys being there for days.
Yeah.
Bro, please give me some good stories, bro. I know you got some good stories.
One of my favorites was, I mean, I've done 12-hour sessions in the studio, but the other day, so 22 Diegs, he's one of 22 G-Phase producers. Fooly, he's produced for Weirdo. He did So Excited for Weirdo.
Right.
And then another producer, Yoav, he's produced for Suede and stuff. The other day we locked in and made 20 beats in a day. It was insane.
20 beats in one day?
It was damn near 2 albums of work in one day between the 4 of us. Just bouncing off. Okay, I'm getting stuck. All right, now I'll sit down. All right, now I'm getting stuck. It was by far one of the most creative days that we've ever had, and we did not plan to do it.
Man,
there was no hey, we're all gonna come together and make 20 beats. It was hey, what's up? What are you guys doing today? Let's work.
That's what I'm talking
We got into the studio at noon. We didn't leave until 2.
Man,
we got
that's
in
crazy.
2 a.m. We were in there for 12 hours and made
crazy.
20 beats.
That's crazy.
But
let me tell you something.
Huge.
I need you to go a little deeper though, man. I need something.
No, for
my
sure.
Audience. Hey, we need to hear the meat and potatoes, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to know what really goes on in the studio, man. That's surface level.
Yeah.
If you can tell me something, you ain't gotta put nobody's name on it. You gotta tell nobody business.
Sure.
Don't better get anybody, get in trouble.
Yeah.
But what's one of the craziest stories that you experienced in the studio, bro? You've been doing this for 20 years.
Right.
Let me hear some on the Hendo podcast. Let's go all in, baby. Let's go. Give me a sound bite. Give me a click. You know what I'm saying? Can I make some clips out of this?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. I mean, one of the things that's happened was, I'm not going to say the artist's name, but literally right before, they were 30 minutes late. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where is this artist at? They all get in there, running in the room oh, what the fuck just happened? They're like, bro, we just got damn near had to literally jump this dude down the street. All this shit had literally just happened. 10 minutes later, here we are literally making a song about the exact fucking moment of what just fucking happened in the entire, how these folks came in the room. It was, it was too real. Honestly, I don't know, it was just a surreal ass moment and these folks just came in a little too hot, but it was it was cool. I mean, honestly, it was the first time that I had even worked with this artist. And I'm like, damn, is this really what it's gonna be like every time? You know, like is this how I don't know if I want this kind of shit around the studio all the time. Like,
you know what I mean?
I need to keep it cool, you know. But I mean, thankfully, you know, me and that artist have a great connection now, and I mean, it's still been growing. So. Yeah, that was definitely one of the most insane times. I mean, we've had a couple scuffles in the studio and outside the studios, but I mean that one was
like, how did they get in scuffles this over reps over songs?
Yeah, I mean, I've even had clients pull up with a client pull up with another artist that they brought that they didn't know, and then
what?
And then them fighting.
No.
And then them fucking each other up.
No.
And then having my producers be like, yo, take this shit outside. And then them going in the parking lot and duking it out even more. Like,
that's crazy, bro. Stop it, my guys. Stop it.
And then another time. Oh, actually, just like 2 weeks ago, a car drove off the freeway into our fucking studio.
Oh my gosh, bro. You guys need a YouTube channel.
One time we've had a client. I mean, he came with his buddies. And I think he booked like 6 hours or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within 2 hours, he was belligerently drunk, yelling at his best friend, and like damn near, I think he puked in the trash can in the room. Bro, I'm not telling, like this fool, he puked in the trash can and then was like ready to like brawl his homie.
Damn.
Like ready to like get down with his homie, like yelling at him. I'm like, bro, like, is a lot of the times these fools are ready to like fight the people they came with. I don't get it. I'm like,
it's the alcohol, man. It's alcohol, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Be careful with the people you keep around you. At the end of the story, more of the story.
You know what's crazy? I get a lot of people in here. We got a lot of artists in here. They doing a lot of music videos and things of that nature. Yeah. And there's a time I had a artist come in. I guess he had beef with another clique, man.
Yeah.
And I guess they booked each other 30 minutes apart, bro. 30 minutes apart, bro. And they're like. It was like 30 people in the studio and they came with another like 40, 50 people and they booked each other 30 minutes apart. Like what, like how can that even happen, bro?
Bro,
so
I've had that happen at my studio multiple times. And the thing is we have 3 rooms. So we'll have studio sessions at the same time.
That's crazy.
And we try to not do that.
Right.
We try to, facilitate it in a way, but literally, we've had sessions just walk in on each other, and then like people just look at each other like a ghost, and
they're beefing with each other.
And they're walking in with like a ski mask too, not just like walking
bro.
in, like walking in like it's like, bro, like we're at the studio right now, like let's work, like these fools see each other and just look at each other like a ghost, and then like I mean shit will happen for sure, but I mean. Thankfully, I think people respect the space. People know what's going on there, and like at the end of the day, they know to like kind of keep it away from the studio, which you know what I mean, to a degree.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That's crazy. Do you ever feel like scared for your life most of the time when you're with these rappers, or man, come on, bro, you gotta be like, damn, bro. Do you keep like weapons on you and stuff like that, or what? Well, like, how do you live, man?
There was this one time I was recording Project Baby Twin. And he said a line. He's like, the engineer's scared. We got too many guns up in the booth. He said something like that.
He was talking about you, huh?
No, it wasn't. Thankfully, I was like, yo, bro, what's up? Like, I'm like, I'm good. Like, and he's like, no, but no, it was a shout out to Draco the Ruler. He's got a song called Engineer Scared. Right. And he's got a song with Draco the Ruler. So that was like him paying homage. And honestly, that was really cool. But no, like thankfully, I never felt scared. At first, it was weird. People would walk in. Sometimes people could just like, put like a gun with like, a whole ass drum attached, just like on the table or something. And it's just casual.
That's crazy.
And it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't worry me, Like thankfully, we have cameras in the studio. We have people around. We have a lot of shit going on. Like, I don't think anything's gonna happen there, and I know people know it's just for the music. It's more about safety and precaution.
Yeah,
and I completely understand that, and I'm not gonna be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like scaring me, Like it's cool. Like I'm just glad, that we can work in an environment, and it's just based on the music, and thankfully, it's not like on no shit like that.
Yeah, man, I got people coming here, bro. They be bringing like a whole drum with them. They be bringing it like. But I tell them, bro, I was like, man, if you're gonna bring those guns in here, man, you're gonna have to make sure everything is kind of like, like clicked off, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
Man, bro,
like the clip's empty or something. Like
absolutely, man. Like it's kind of a dangerous situation for us as the creators and having our own business, man. People don't understand like what we have to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, at first it was definitely weird for me. Like it was, I would like, it was definitely something really different that I got more and more comfortable with as time went on. Mm-hmm. And the more you kind of get to know people, the more you like get comfortable with them, and you realize like, you know, like as long as you don't really have beef with someone and you're not causing a problem in someone's life, like 9 times out of 10, no one's gonna just, you know what I mean? Like, waste their freedom on someone they don't know.
That's true. That's true though. That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Because at the end of the day, it's their life too.
Yeah.
You know, so like, thankfully, you know, I'm not causing problems. I'm just here for the music. I'm just, you know, making sure my team's getting paid, making sure I'm getting paid, and that's my main priority.
Yeah, you're an asset to them, so they're gonna protect you at all costs. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. You know.
So I asked Peanut this question as well because I asked a lot of people this question because this is you know, I ask this question because I want people to learn from these conversations as well, and make the scene even better, like San Diego better. Yeah. So my question is, what is San Diego lacking in the music scene, and what can we do to make it better?
Now that's a question. Okay, cool. So now everywhere else, like if you go even LA, bro, like people can put this shit aside, like put some like street shit aside and make some money together. Even if it's just making music and making a record that's gonna make millions of dollars. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like once we're getting there. Like I think right now I see San Diego I've been saying this nonstop to a lot of people. Right now I almost see San Diego, I'm not gonna say this completely, but I see it as like a level of how Atlanta was in 2006.
Bro, that's a big statement.
That's a huge statement. But at the end of the day, no one was really listening to Atlanta. No one was listening to Outkast. No one was listening to Lil Wayne. They were the underdogs for a long period of time, you know. And then once they broke through, they took over, you know. And before the South had completely taken over, they still own music right now. The best artists like ever right now are still from the South. So I think I'm not ever going to say that's going to change, but I think it's time that the West Coast sound is going to come back. I think that we've been listening to the Atlanta drums for so long, and I'm a huge fan of it. I mean, I love it, but I think it's time that San Diego is going to come out as a whole and break through. And what that's going to take is we're going to have to put some shit aside and make some money together and look at it from a worldwide perspective and not a city perspective.
I like that.
Because from the city, like from a worldwide perspective, they don't know where the fuck you're from. They don't know what your beef is. They just know that we're small artists and we can't work together.
Yeah.
Because we have too much problems.
So you saying that the problem that we're having in San Diego right now is our politics, street politics, mostly.
I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm not involved in it, so I can only say so much, and I'm not trying to be like that. But at the end of the day, like the more that people can work together and just make we don't gotta be friends, we don't gotta be buddies, we don't have to be pals, you know what I mean? But if we can just get together and make some money, and then like how Memo the Mafioso and how Lil Weirdo they just did that toy drive.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the biggest thing that's happened in San Diego in so long.
Yep.
And that was the first time that's ever happened.
Hey, shout out to them though, man. Shout out to Lil Weirdo.
Shout out to them.
You know what I'm saying? And giving back to the community. That's a good look.
Shout out to Play 'Em Up. Shout out to all of them, bro. Like, honestly, I have so much respect to them. Like,
absolutely.
I have so much respect for all of them for putting that shit together. And at the end of the day, if the more we can do stuff like that, the more we're going to start creating our own mold and breaking through this whole, like, West Coast sound. You know what I mean? Like, we're breaking through everything right now. Because the only mainstream West Coast artist there is like Roddy Ricch and Blast. And I mean, they're amazing, but there's talent out here that's getting slept on. Lil Maru's about to fucking break through.
No.
22 G-Phase about to fucking break through.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
Like these artists, like there's not really anyone that's doing a sound like them. And the more that they're working with everyone, the more that they're evolving this sound, the more that we're evolving a community right now. Like, we're really creating something that's never been here. Like, I've been doing music in San Diego for 13 years, and not once have I ever seen the scene going crazy. There's always been spurts of individual artists going crazy, but there's actually a scene right now.
We do. I want to touch on something you just mentioned too. That was one of my questions as well.
Yep.
Since you said you was born in 96 or whatever it was, right? As I was growing up, you couldn't copy anybody else. Each artist had his own little, own little style, own little sound. And if you sound more like anybody else, it was like frowned upon.
It was trash.
Then all of a sudden, this music started evolving. Everybody to sound like each other.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to San Diego and West Coast, right? We have a West Coast sound.
Absolutely.
A lot of these artists kind of sound like each other, bro. So, a lot of these artists. So
I mean that's debatable though, because I mean we got the rappers, we got the singers. I mean we got Lil Weirdo on the G-Funk stuff.
We do.
We do. What 22 G-Phase doing and what Lil Maru is doing is completely different.
I was gonna say that. So now we have
completely different.
You're right, 100%. So I was gonna say that. Now we having these newer artists are starting to emerge in the culture, and they're kind of making a different sound that I haven't heard, throughout the years. For sure. So I kind of 100% agree with you. Now we're starting to emerge on our own little different sound, and we're starting to have a signature of West Coast and San Diego. Yeah. So you can, I guess you can keep on expanding on that because we have the same.
No, and it's crazy to see it because I mean, like I was saying, I've been doing music here for 13 years. I mean, the only thing that was doing good in San Diego was the rock scene, and that's where I started. Like the rock scene was the easiest thing ever. And once I made that transition from like the rock scene to the rap scene, I was like, what is going on?
So you transitioned from rock music to hip hop music?
Absolutely.
Okay, got you.
Like once I quit my band and started running the studio and everything, like I had to completely make that transition. And once I did, it was weird because I was used to all these, like, I mean, of course, not all the bands got along, but like we would do a show together and then we would leave and then we all got paid. And then like we weren't best friends, we weren't fucking kicking it, but we would do shows together and we would be getting paid. You know what I mean? Gotcha. And that's all I'm talking about for the artists. It's like, I'm not saying anyone's got to fuck with each other. I'm not saying anyone's got to, you know what I mean? Like just have your manager talk to their manager. You don't even got to talk to them.
Absolutely.
Do a show and fucking sell out the event.
Yep.
You're gonna go crazy.
Yep.
Everyone's gonna fucking go. You know?
It ain't them personal, bro. It's business. It's business at the end of the day. And them personal. Get money together.
And that's all I'm talking about. And like in LA, everyone's doing that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Blast got songs with Mozzie and fucking Blueface.
Yeah. They don't care, man. They trying to break that bread, bro. They don't care.
And they are.
Yeah.
And they are fucking breaking that bread because
Absolutely.
they don't exactly because they don't care because that's all they're worried about.
Yep.
And their management and their teams got the right idea. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, of course, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean, make some shit happen. And like I said, I'm not from it, so I can only say so much. But from the outside looking in, it's like we're limiting ourselves.
Yes.
And it's hard. It's hard to just be like okay with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to just be like, all right, I'm fine with just like us, like, you know, just limiting ourselves all the time because at the end of the day, we're gonna have to, you know, eventually, you know, do some shit that maybe we're not super stoked on working with that person, but we're gonna break into a different environment and get different listeners that we would never get. And now you have a whole different millions of people that would never listen to your music before that are now listening to your voice and now could potentially fuck with you. And buy your next album.
Great conversation, bro. Great conversation. So let's kind of jump back on you a little bit. So what's next for you?
Man, this year I'm done playing this year I'm done fucking playing nice. I'm dropping 4 to 6 albums. I'm gonna be having. So my first album had 17 artists on it. I want to have 100 collabs under my own name. Damn. By the end of this year, by the end of 2023.
Impressive, bro. Impressive.
I want to have a lot of shit going on.
That's crazy.
And of course, of building the team. I mean, we're talking about, you know, just expanding, always trying to find the best creatives around. Eventually, you know, trying to move and venture and have other studios branched out in other places. We just partnered up with Urban Water. I want to give them a shout out. We work at Urban Water a lot at their studio. So they're a huge blessing for us. Their studio is fucking beautiful. I love using it. Their water's amazing. Like it and honestly, I feel like healthier since I've been on their water. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What about your studio? So let's talk a little bit about your studio.
Yep. So we got 10 people there. We got 3 full studio rooms, 2,000 square feet. We have a photo media room as well. We have 10 creatives on there between Kev G, Fully Get It Groovy, Costello, me, and then I got Bryce. We got Hop Off the Porch, Loud Boy Shoots. We got a bunch of people up there. Oh, Shot by Jay, We got so many people up there right now. It's incredible. I mean, I've never seen our team is growing so fast, and everyone is so fucking talented. It's crazy. I mean, between me, Costello, and Kev, I think we're sitting at around 75 million streams.
Sheesh.
Like just from tracks that we've produced on, not even released under Kev's are released under his own name.
Yeah.
But I mean, this shit's crazy, bro. Like it still feels like the beginning, and it finally feels like I'm at a place where I'm excited as fuck. Like this entire year, I just feel like we're going so up right now, and it just feels like the roof is ours, you know.
Congratulations, man. I'm proud of you, man.
Hell yeah, thank
like
you.
I said, like you produce and you write a lot of amazing stuff for a lot of artists in here, and we appreciate you for contributing to the culture in San Diego, man. You know, and uplifting us and pushing us forward. One or two more questions. Who would you say will be the artist of 2023?
Okay, I'm putting him on right now. FMG Lil Flash, bro. You are the shit, bro. You need to fucking do your shit this year, man. He is the talented, bro. He's 16. This kid is 16, bro. And he's got his last song with 22 G-Fade that they dropped, that music video that I produced it and mixed it. We hit 20,000 in a week.
Damn,
bro.
That's crazy, man.
This fucking kid, I'm telling, Lil Flash, bro. No one else can call him a kid, bro. You guys are. That's my homie, bro. I love Lil Flash, but for real, he is. I think he's gonna be Lil Flash, 22 G-Fade, Flashy B, bro. Those three. That's the artist of 2023 right now for me. Like, I mean, of course, Lil Maru, these fools are taking over, but I think I can see the most growth within those three artists right now. Like, how much I see them in the studio working every fucking day. Flashy drove from LA to San Diego to work 4 days in a row just these last 4 days, and he's gonna be back on Saturday to shoot a music video. Like
16,
bro. They're nonstop. I'm telling you, like FMG, Lil Flash, Flashy B, 22 G-Fade.
Dang, yeah, you heard it here first. Jakob John, man. You want to add anything before we head out, bro? You want to plug anything or anybody?
Shout out Soul Shakedown Studios. We're just at Soul Shakedown Studios on Instagram. SoulShakedownStudios.com is our website. Shout out Bryce. Shout out Givens. That's my fucking guy.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Bryce, man. He hooked us up this interview. You know what I mean? I'm proud of him too, man. He's moving.
Honestly, Bryce,
forward, you know what I mean?
Bryce is the photographer of 2023. I'm gonna say that. Like this guy.
Let's go.
Literally, I've watched him grow. Like just physically, mentally, like everything. Like he has grown so much. I mean, he literally grown like his fan. He even grown 1,000 followers in less than a year from last time I started working with him. Like,
let's go, bro.
Everyone's like, he's got photos with the best artist right now. He's the guy right now, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Bryce, man. I've seen him grow too. When you start coming in the studio, I've seen him progress. I love to see that, man. That's why I built this studio. That's why I'm doing this podcast, everything, you know, just to shine some light on some awesome, amazing people in San Diego, man. So
thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Beautiful.
But we got my boy Jakob John, you know what I'm saying, in the building. You know, go support him. This is Hendo Podcast. I'm Courtney Hendo, and we are out.